Hey, I'm Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 119 of Bird Squad.
All right. Well, there's a little bit more to talk about this week than there was last week. We have a signing that adds to this defense, and we have a little bit of, who knows, some sus marketing that we'll get into a little bit later. But first off, he was saying it's Shakari. I was saying it's Jaquist, but it's TARTT, the guy from the 49ers, safety from the 49ers, now is an Eagle, which... Hey, that's a pretty solid pickup. We were calling for a safety. That was the big thing that we were probably looking to get a vet safety. That was the big missing piece there because you kind of had some young guys back there that don't have much experience. And you get this guy, I mean, famously known for dropping that interception in the NFC Championship game last year. But he's a solid guy, and I think it's a Howie type pickup, a little under the radar type of Steven Nelson type signing, in my opinion. I think a guy that can get the job done, but isn't going to be overly exaggerate.
Yeah, I mean, and a 1-year deal, right?
I believe so.
1-year deal, see what he can do. And, we needed another safety. Maybe this guy addresses that need for right now. And we go into camp with a full roster here. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the last, not key move, because I don't think that move is putting us over the top, but I think that's the last, sure up move here before camp and see how it all plays out, who makes the roster, who gets cut. Maybe you pick someone off of a squad that gets cut or something. But I think going into camp, which is, I don't know, it's soon. It's got to be mid-July, so in a couple of weeks, getting into camp, we'll see kind of how that starts to unravel. But I think this defense, as we've been saying, has the potential to be really good this year and really take a step back in the right direction after the last couple of years. And I think Gannon is going to show why he was getting those head coaching job offers and that this offseason and kind of get this defense to where it can be.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about, ad nauseum that give Gannon some weapons, just like we wanted weapons on the offense, give Gannon some weapons on defense and, make a break here, see what we can do on defense. I'm sure, he's got some schemes that he wants to run and couldn't run last year. So, this is his second year now getting him some guys that fit his scheme.
Yep, exactly.
And let's see what happens.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. You get guys that fit the scheme more. You really didn't have guys that, even the guys that we had staples on that front line, really weren't to his scheme exactly. You get more of those guys. You go out and get some big signings. You bring back the guys that are still good on this team. I really think this defense could be very good. I think it could be a top 10 defense in the league, and I think it could really that was the big thing last year. I mean, the defense, as much as the offense was streaky at times, the defense, if they were playing anybody relatively good, they weren't stopping anybody.
Yeah, I mean, he had to use what he inherited there as far as that personnel. And, there were times we saw the weaknesses.
Oh, for sure.
So, hopefully now we've got, that D-line rotation should be freaking awesome. I mean, there shouldn't be anybody getting tired on that D-line. And, now we got, Bradbury, Slay, couple safety now. We gotta find that, see what he can do as far as what's he gonna do as far as who's coming on that blitz.
Well, I think the main thing is he
things.
Came from the Colts, who normally have a pretty solid defense.
Yeah.
And the man of that defense obviously is that guy.
Leonard.
Exactly. Darius Leonard, the maniac.
Yeah.
And now this offseason, we addressed that position that this team has not addressed in how long?
Yeah.
You got Hassan Reddick, who's going to be on the line more. You got Nakobe Dean. You got Kaiser White.
Yeah.
You got some real guys that can play that position there this year that I think is going to make a huge difference, not just for Gannon, but the overall way that this defense just is orchestrated.
I feel like we're going to have a linebacker crew.
Yeah.
Not like Nate Gary or,
exactly.
Guys like that we tried to, not put an importance on that position, and it shows when you don't. I mean,
exactly,
and it shows on the other teams that do. I mean, you look at
the playoffs.
You look at the Colts.
Yep.
You look at the Bucks. I mean, they've got playmakers at linebacker.
Yeah, it's finally something they addressed. I mean, we're on episode 119 here, and I can tell you that probably
We've been
80% of
talking
the
about
episodes we've talked about how they don't have a linebacker. And I don't
Yeah.
think that is going to be as... Because most of the time, when the Birds were getting smoked, it was like, well, we don't have a linebacker. I don't know if that will be coming up as much this year, which is huge.
Yeah, I'm expecting that Kazir White to be a sleeper too. You know,
Mhm.
man, come in and wreak some havoc, and you know, I'm high on Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know, Kenobi Dean.
I know I'm very hyped about him as well. I mean, how can you not? I mean, could be. That's the main thing with this squad at linebacker. It may not be big names, but it's dudes that are coming in with chips on their shoulder and that have the talent to be good. Not chips on the shoulder, like you said, Nate Geary, Alex Singleton, just random dudes that are trying to make a name. These are guys that can come in and make a difference. They have done it.
I mean, playmakers.
Exactly.
What we've been screaming for the past couple years. Get us some playmakers on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. So, I mean, what do you guys think about the defense? You think this defense is going to take a big overhaul? Do you have faith in Gannon? Let us know what you think in the comments below. But now I'm going to switch to a little something that's really not about football, but it's about this logo.
Shook up the whole Eagles universe.
What is up with this logo? I mean, don't get me wrong. The logo, oh, well, if you haven't seen, how could you have not seen it at this point? They changed the word mark, the wording Eagles, the font that they have, they changed. And I saw something that may have potentially been the reason for. But, I mean, my entire life, it's been that font. And the thing is, it's nice. It was nice. I always thought it was pretty nice. Then the thing is, it looked so good in the end zones.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how this font is going to look in the end zones now.
I don't know, man. I've always been a proponent of it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know?
The thing, it's just, it hasn't been officially announced by anything yet. I mean,
what was the scuttlebutt why they did it?
What I've seen, the theories I've seen, obviously this isn't a true theory, but the theory I've seen is the font that they have, because it goes here. It's not used very often. It's used in the end zones and just at the name tag. A lot of people think they went to this font because if you look at it, it's very similar. It's a more of a modern look to the old Kelly Green font.
Really?
And it might look better on the Kelly Green jerseys when they come back next year, rather than
for that jersey. Don't be messing with the other stuff.
But like I said, I don't know if it's a cheap way to try and get people to buy new jerseys, because it's just gonna be.
Yeah, it could be a merch thing.
It might be it might just be that simple. We'll see. I mean, it'll eventually just get normal, but we're creatures of habit, and anything different, we're like, what the heck is this? This is terrible. And it was so random, too. It was just dropped on like a Thursday afternoon. And it's not even officially announced by the Eagles yet. Some random people on Twitter were like, yeah, this happened today. And we were like, what?
It's a slow week when we're up in arms about the word art.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's really, at the end of the day, not that big of a deal, but it is a different look that the Eagles are going to go for now. Yeah. Like I said, the big thing to me is what the end zones are going to look like, because the font always looked good in the end zones.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, they haven't really released it yet.
That's what I said. No official Eagles page has announced it yet, but it looks...
Almost feels like they paid someone to leak it to see how it would go over.
That's what I mean. It could also be the classic, they might scrap it now because everyone hated it.
Forget it. Who knows?
So we'll have to see. Once again, not the biggest thing, but a little something to talk about this week about the Eagles on that front. Once again, the black jerseys, the black helmets, we'll see. Teams are slowly leaking helmets. Yeah. The Saints came out with their black helmet now, so... I thought maybe it'll be announced. Do you think they might keep it under wraps? We'll see as we get closer.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I don't know. Obviously, if you didn't see, we also bought some tickets. We're going on a road trip this year.
We mentioned
Washington. We might have talked about that.
We mentioned it last week, but it wasn't a done deal. But now it's official.
Bird Squad
3
is going to be down in FedEx Field for the invasion.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get down there. I mean, we take over that stadium, so it'll be fun to be part of that, and it should be a win.
Oh, and Carson.
Yeah, that's awesome too. We get to see him twice this year, so it's gonna be very interesting. The first ever meeting between the Commies and the Eagles will be there.
Yeah, my man here's be 21, August 27th, so kind of like a birthday present, for turning 21, going on a road trip to an Eagles game, you know, as if we don't go to enough games since we
Well,
have
it makes-
season tickets at the home link, you know. But
Yeah.
wanted to give him some of that experience because, you know, I went on that trip to Charlotte last year and it was like unbelievable, man. I just, you know, you hear about it, you live it, but until you actually go and see how the Eagles fans just travel, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it should be a lot of fun, just in general, to go to the game. But I think to get a different, I've never been to a road Eagles game, so it's going to be a lot of fun to see how it. I mean, a division game too.
I'm sure we could have picked a better venue, but we're gonna go down to the Dump only because it's Carson's first, you know, game against us.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of exciting. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll be back, as always, next Wednesday. Thank you guys always for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.